Hi, I'm Alex. I'm from England, and I've been studying Educa here for the last 2 months. I've been having private lessons with a teacher, Natalia, and yeah, this is my second time at Educa. I was here also last summer for 2 weeks, and I decided from my experience from last summer, I decided I wanted to come back here and study for a longer period of time. But unfortunately, I thought it might not be possible because of the coronavirus pandemic. I thought that I might not be able to get to Russia, but actually, eventually, once the Russian borders are opened, I realised that it might be possible, and so to speak a little bit about my experience of applying for a visa and getting to Russia. It wasn't an extremely simple process. There were various things I needed to fulfill in order to be granted a visa. So mostly I had to have a coronavirus test in England, so that the visa company pointed me to a private clinic which would get a coronavirus test. That was a little bit uncertain, and if I'd had coronavirus, I wouldn't be able to have got here, but I didn't, so it's fine. So generally, I guess overall, thinking about the process of applying for a visa and coming to Russia, the process was actually fairly normal. The one thing that was slightly more difficult was taking this coronavirus test. Once I had the negative result, I got on the plane and wore my mask on the plane, arrived in Russia, and actually there were no problems. I thought, and yes, surprisingly, I think that although I was slightly wondering whether I should try to come or not during a pandemic, actually, generally the whole trip's gone extremely smoothly. Life in Russia has been more relaxed. There have been more relaxed restrictions than in England, and so bars and restaurants have been open, and I've been able to visit museums and everything. I suppose one slightly disappointing experience was when I went to Moscow and found that the Kremlin was closed, so I wasn't able to see the Kremlin or any of the museums there. But apart from that, in St Petersburg, and generally I found that everything's been open and everything's ran smoothly, and I've had a really good time here. I also visited Kazan, so I had the opportunity to visit more parts of Russia. They might have been surprised to see English tourists in Kazan because they might not have had many of them recently. But I would say that overall, speaking of my experience of visiting Russia during a pandemic, it was something that I felt I wanted to do, even if it involved some risks. But actually, the experience has been smooth and easy, and I'm very pleased that I decided to come. Thank you.